Hi there, welcome to ProdPad. ProdPad is a product management tool for you and your team. We focus on 3 key areas of team development: strategy, transparency, and collaboration. By aligning all 3, ProdPad can help you work together to reach your goals and build amazing products. Let's take a quick dive into the app and see how we can be the perfect fit for your team. ProdPad brings together your product roadmaps, your idea backlog, and customer feedback to ensure you have a holistic view of all the information around you. These different areas come together, help support and validate your strategy, and ensure the team works together to meet product and business objectives. Within ProdPad, you are free to set up your hierarchy as needed, whether you have one product or several product lines. The app will grow with you. As these items are created, you are presented with a canvas, which allows you to write out in detail your product's vision, description, strategy, and value. This will help your entire organization understand the problems they are solving and how they will measure success. If the product canvas sets out to understand product vision, the roadmap can then start mapping out that strategy in detail. In ProdPad, roadmaps are laid out into 5 columns, with the 3 main columns displaying on the Roadmap tab. This is the core of your roadmap. The 2 outside columns help you with the overall process, including a planning area for candidate projects and a column to help you view completed work. In the main roadmap, columns represent buckets of time that outline the work your team plan on doing. Columns will contain cards. These cards represent problems your team wants to solve, which you may manage as initiatives, themes, or projects. The card title and description will help you identify a high-level outcome, with attributes such as tags, impact and effort, and owners to help you move the initiative forward. Cards also contain objectives. Objectives help you focus on business or product-specific goals, and help keep your team pointing forward and working on the right things. Cards will get more detailed as you go along. You can have discussions, and we'll start linking in user stories and ideas from your product backlog. These are outlined in the Cards Ideas and User Stories pipeline, which you can use to get visibility into the specifics of what the team is working on. As projects are completed, they will be moved out of the main roadmap and onto the completed column, allowing you to write out the overall outcome. Did you reach your goals? Did you meet your objectives? What's happening next? This area helps you and your team keep track of all those outcomes and how they're impacting your objectives and key results. With a strategic roadmap focused on objectives and outcomes, discussions with your team and your customers will be more focused on strategy rather than execution. By taking a step back from the specific day-to-day tasks and focusing on what and why, it's easier to get a better overview of the problems your team is aiming to solve and the benefits these potential solutions will bring. Taking a dive into ideas is our next stop. Ideas make up your product backlog and are sometimes referred to as epics in the Agile world. Once validated and prioritized, they sit within a roadmap card as part of a potential project. The problem with a long list called the backlog is that it's difficult to know which ideas are the right ones to progress. To assist you in the decision process, ProdPad separates ideas into views and workflow stages so you can find the valuable ideas and move them forward more quickly. The unsorted view contains all new items added. This is a great place for you to review and understand ideas before you approve them into the backlog. To clearly highlight what your approval process looks like, we generally recommend having a set of workflow statuses available that show the different steps ideas will go through as they move along. Your backlog list contains all items that have been reviewed for work or are in the process of being worked on. Within this tab, you have 3 views you can work with. The list view is a flexible list of items. You can use the list settings to adjust the columns and create your own custom view. The chart view gives you an overview of all ideas that have been scored for impact and effort, plotted in a priority chart that indicates your quick wins and time sinks. The size of the dot indicate how well spec'd out ideas are. The bigger the dots, the more information these ideas have. The color of the dot lets you know when the idea was last updated. All dots start out as hot pink, and as time goes by, they will eventually fade out to gray. The third view available is the workflow view. This is where you will map out your ideation process and share progress with your team. Ideas synced with any third-party apps will be marked with the integration name and color, giving you a quick visual indication of any active syncs. Here's a quick example of how ProdPad can help you nurture your backlog. Use the preset filter for Ideas Not Updated Recently. All 3 tabs will automatically update to show you the ideas that match. Use this opportunity to reevaluate if these ideas are still needed, and see if there's anything you can do to move them along, or, if necessary, archive them, moving them onto the third tab available. No more clutter or old ideas sitting there until the end of time. A product backlog is only as good as the processes and ideas that are created by your team. At ProdPad, we believe everyone should be involved in the ideation process. After all, you can't possibly come up with every single idea and find every single solution. As ideas are added, the app prompts users to focus on a solid business case, which aims to answer 2 questions. What problem are you trying to solve? And what value would it provide if it were solved? By guiding your team to focus on problems instead of detailing solutions, we help them understand what the ideation process looks like and assist you in being able to find those solutions through research and feedback. Which brings us to the last section: customer feedback. Gathering and understanding feedback is an indispensable part of the product management process. After all, we all want to build products and solve real-world problems. Here's how ProdPad can help. You can gather feedback via Slack, our API, from one of our 1,000 integrations via Zapier, or through our customer feedback portal and widget. Both are highly customizable and can be embedded anywhere on your site. With the customer feedback portal, you can ask your users what problems they are currently having and focus on surfacing ideas you are considering work on. By putting emphasis on the benefits they will get, you take away bias, popularity contests, and voting mechanisms that provide you with little data. All feedback added will create a profile for the customer. Feedback can be tagged and linked to ideas. When sorting your idea backlog by feedback, then ideas with more feedback will be higher up the list, giving you a quantitative view of feedback in relation to your backlog. As you click through to the specific ideas, the Customer Feedback tab will show you the qualitative aspect. This means you can dig deeper into what, why, and who has requested an idea, and understand the specifics behind their feedback. With the filters, you can power up your data and see feedback based on everything from personas, job roles, and even customers that might be of higher value, allowing you to focus on different customer segments. With this, you can run user testing, beta testing, and most importantly, close the feedback loop by contacting them directly once the idea has been implemented. ProdPad allows you to use feedback to support and validate your ideas. These ideas then make it into your product roadmap, where they are aligned with company objectives. This means you can use your product roadmap to communicate your strategy to your customers and to your team, and have confidence that it is aligned with your internal goals, too. If you think ProdPad will be a great fit for you and your team, contact us for a demo. We'd be happy to show you through the app in more depth and answer any questions you may have.